Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel all about the crafty things I get up to, but it's mostly cross stitch. Although today, I have a little bit of quilting. I've been working on it this weekend and I've been having fun. I hope you all are well. I hope you have a nice beverage with you, something cozy while you're stitching and watching this or whatever you might be doing. I have like quite a few things to get through, I've realized. I worked on quite a few projects. I've got some finishes, new starts, lots of whips, some purchases I can show off. Like I said, some cool quilting stuff. You don't need to hang around for that if you don't want to, but anyway, I got a lot of stuff, is all I'm saying. It's August long weekend here in British Columbia. It is really hot. Really hot out. I've had to turn off my air conditioning because it's way too loud, but we do have a fan above, so you might hear some background noise from that. I don't know. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, I have two finishes, one of which I'm really excited about. I can't remember if I spoke about this in my last video, but I'll just show it to you. I finished Halloween Tiny Town! Yay! Oh my god. I love it. I was working on this like a lot last month, and I was just like, you know what? I bet I can finish that by the end of the month. And I sure did. This piece is so cute. It's from Heart and Hand. Heart and Hand does the Tiny Town series. This is the first one I've stitched, but I own like quite a few of the patterns because I think they're just so damn cute. And it comes with like little embellishments. So there's some buttons, some little ghosties. I think last time I showed this, I had just finished this sign and was kind of working on the house. And I was like, oh, there's barely anything. Ooh. Oh no, my button. I don't secure my buttons very well, evidently. Oh, we're gonna have to redo that. Cool. Well, that's fine, whatever. Better make sure the white one's more secure while I'm at it. No, that one's definitely secure. Orange? Not so much. Okay, whatever, I digress. It's basically done once we retouch this button. I stitched this on a 28 count Picture This Plus Legacy. It's just DMC on here. And it looks so damn cute. I love the ghosts. I love the owl. I made him wonky, not on purpose, mostly because I can't consistently do French knots. I think I've got it. I use the same amount of thread, but it's the tension. I don't know. I think I have to do a lot of them over and over, close to when I'm gonna actually do them into a project in order to like maintain consistency, but that's just not gonna happen. So anyway, this could be a good cover picture, right? Anyway, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And this is another finish from, when did I start this? 2023. So I started this one in 2023. I finished it this year. Okay, that's great. I wanted to finish 12 projects from before 2024. That's my goal at the start of this year. I don't know if we'll get to 12, but we are currently at 3 with this one being finished. So that's very exciting for me. So that's a finish. I also have a start and a finish, a SAF. Is that what we call those? SAF? So I went to Midsummer Stitch. I'll maybe talk about that a little bit later, but there was a free pattern from Tiny Modernist and I finished it. It's really cute. Super small. I love it. I just did this on, I think it's like a 28 count black linen. I got it from the Witchy Stitchers shop, like, I don't know, a little while ago, but love it. It's so cute. So yeah, that was a quick one. I worked on it a bit the first day of Midsummer Stitch, and then just worked on it in the mornings until it was done. So easy peasy. Okay, let's talk about, first, before we talk about new starts, I want to show you something special. Otis is here. Otis is here. This is not my dog. This is my neighbor's dog, but I'm very lucky that I get to look after him every once in a while. And he's the sweetest boy. And He looks good on the camera, don't you, Odie? Anyway, dog time. There you go. Yeah, you get comfortable. He just likes to sit beside me. Okay, new things. So, I had a new start in July for Christmas in July, or Jolly July as some people call it. So back at the Jingle Ball, I purchased from Ink Circles the pattern Seas and Greetings. I thought it looked really cool. And then after the Jingle Ball ended, I noticed, like, I was checking out Ink Circles shop and they had like kits for it. So they had fabric and all the called for classic Colorworks thread. So I thought, why not? Let's dive in, let's buy that. Started in July, and I did. So this is what the pattern looks like for those who don't know. There we go, it's cute. And here's my start. I love the colors. It's a small start. I worked on it for just a couple days, but I got a chunk of a boat in there, so that looks cool. This is stitched on a 32 count. I think it's Enchanted by Mystic Fabrics. And as mentioned, it's all with classic Colorworks, so that's like the called for this pattern. Let me take these out of the bag. So this is what I got as part of my kit. These are all the colors. They are lovely. And it's so cute. She made this little kind of a, what would, like a key, basically. Adorable. Anyway, love the colors. This one is so bejeweled, like, ooh, what a great color. So I've been having fun stitching that one. Only worked on it for a few days, like I said, and I'm definitely gonna pull it out again around Christmas, either in November or December. But I've been enjoying it. Okay, next up. I've been waiting to start this pattern since I got it from, was it Asheville Needlework Market? So this is gonna be kind of like a focus project in August is what I've decided. It is Jan Hicks Creates Arabesque. Ooh. I think it is absolutely stunning. I love the like Art Deco designs throughout with this really beautiful alphabet. I'm not usually an alphabet stitcher, but I decided to go for it with this one, and I am happy I did because it is stunning. So I'm stitching this piece on a 20 count Aida. I believe it's antique white. Yeah, antique white. I just got this from 123 Stitch. And there's my start. Gorgeous so far. So I got I, J, some of the K, and then this first bit of design there. I am stitching this with Cupid from Classic Colorworks because I absolutely love the color variants in this thread. I think it's stunning. And it's coming out really nicely on this. You can see the colors, that's upside down. You can see the colors switching throughout. It's just so pretty. So my goal with this is to do a strand a day in August. So I started it August 1st, and August 1st and 2nd, I had so much fun stitching on it that I just like kind of worked exclusively on this one. Today I put in just one strand. Yesterday, I think I went a little more than one strand yesterday. Again, because it's so fun. But I'm so happy to have started it. And I think it's gonna look stunning. It's gonna be a hard one for me to put down whenever I do put it down. But I'm happy I've given myself like a lot of time in August to work on it. So that's exciting. Okay, what else do we have? Whips. I got a lot of whips. So last we spoke, I believe I was partway through a Whipgo call for September's Revenge. And that project looked like this the last time you saw it. Oh, maybe I'll show you what it... So this is what it looks like. September's Revenge. It's from Maximum Cross Stitch. Looks like that. So pretty. Here's where I was last time. And here I am now. Ooh, there we go. So I started on that flower. I don't think I was on the flower. I haven't checked the photo of where I was at the last time, but yeah, so this Whipgo call, I filled in the black in the windows. I moved like the green around of the stem, put in like more green throughout, and started adding this flower. So I feel like that was a pretty good amount of work for the 5 days this was called. This is stitched on a 32 count panettone, I'm pretty sure, which is from Evertote's website. I got this whole thing as a kit, so it's I had to buy the fabric myself, but the kit included a really cute project bag, the pattern, and all the Roxy Floss Co. floss you would need for the project. And it's great. I love it. I'm going to work on this more in September for Sampler September. But for now, I finished my Whipgo call on it, and we're going to move along. So my second Whipgo call for July was a project that I am striving to finish by the end of the year. I am definitely going to finish by the end of the year. I'm hoping to finish it in October for Halloween. And that project is the Chopping Mall by the Witchy Stitcher. This is my second oldest whip. I have been working on this for a long time. I started this in the summer of 2020, which is when I really started getting back into cross stitch. The Witchy Stitcher was like the designer I found that really spoke to me design-wise. I thought it was so cool. I had never seen cross stitch like it. So I started on the Chopping Mall, which is massive. It's so big. This is where we were at last time. And this time around, I continued to work on the roof, and I feel really good about how much I got done. So I'll pull back. Here's the whole thing. You can see I am so close to finishing this. And now I'll just give you a little close-up of what I actually managed to do. So, let's pull that up. Okay. So as I said, I worked on the roof. There were still some blank spaces over here, so I made sure to do all the fill-in. I tried to get all the fill-in up to like halfway across, and then I worked on pulling the black over. So I finished the word shopping mall. There's going to be some chain stitch in the S to turn the S into a C, like a red C is going to be over here. But yeah, I brought the black over, did this outline. I'm just feeling really good about where this is at right now. It's pretty awesome. So next time I pick it up, I'm just going to continue to do that. I'm going to keep filling this stuff in here. I don't know when the next time I'm going to pick this up is. Part of me is like, I'm not going to touch it this month, but part of me feels like I should pick it up again in September and maybe like work on it in the mornings or something in order to be prepared to like finish her in October. Because there's still a fair amount of stitching. Like the roof is just so big. And over here, I have to add in Candyman. And then at the bottom, there's a bunch of black fill in here. And then I think there's Gage from Pet Cemetery. And like the killer robot from Chopping Mall is going to be down here. So still a fair amount to do, but man, we're so close. I'm going to feel so good when this is done. Like this is going to be like my crowning achievement for this year. It's finishing this. It's going to be great. I'm just stitching this on a 14 count Aida that I dyed myself with Rit dye. And stitching it with DMC. Simple. Easy. All right. What else did we work on? Okay, so once I finished that Whipgo call, it was basically like Christmas in July time. Like that is what I dedicated the back half of the month to. And I worked on each one of these projects that I'm going to show you next for 2 days each. So I was pretty busy last month. Some of those days were not very long. Like they might have been like a strand or two of stitching. So not huge progress, but still feeling pretty good about what I got done. So the first project I worked on for my Christmas in July was Lindy Stitch's Mistletoe Loitering Society, which is so cute. I love it. The cats, the raccoon, the goldfish, the penguin there, all adorable. Absolutely love it. Yeah, it's so cute. And here's where I was last time. And here I am now. So not a huge amount of progress, but I did finish off the boughs of mistletoe up here. There was a green missing, so that's all in now. I did the outline of the sign and started the pink fill-in. So I feel pretty good about that. Ooh, there's Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff gave me this Whipgo needle winder. Ah! So awesome. I got that at StitchCon. Anyway, this is stitched on Exhausted, which is a Fabric of the Month color from Mystic Fabrics. And that's a 32 count. But yeah, super cute. Love it. Was happy to get a little more progress on that one. Okay, next up. I love this project so much. I know it's going to take me like a zillion years to finish, but it's so stunning. I'm so happy every time I pick it up. And that project is from Blackbird Designs, Christmas Garden. Like, what a beautiful pattern, right? It's so stunning. That's, so I got that pattern in the Home for the Holidays book, which is still available. It's my understanding that this like pattern itself is out of print, and this is the only way you can get it now, is in this book. It's a big one. It's 225 stitches by 272. So I am stitching this on a 40 count linen to try and make it like a manageable size. Now that does mean, of course, that my eyes scream every time I work on it because 40 count is like not my best friend. I'm okay with it. Like if I haven't been on screens that day, I can work on it for a fair amount longer. But I am constantly on screens because it's my job. I'm on I'm on computers all the time. I like to play video games. You know, it's hopeless. It's a hopeless case for me. Anyway, I'm stitching it on a 40 count Newcastle linen in platinum. And oh, sorry, here's where we were before. So just like a little basic start. And I got, you know, just a little more in. So here we are now. So I added this plant here. That was cute. I don't think this was finished to my memory. I finished this block. Yeah, I totally remember stitching this recently. Did I even start the block last time? Maybe the block is entirely new too. I'm gonna have to check my photo. Either I finished or started and finished that whole block. And then I put, I expanded the vines a little more. But this is like such a beautiful project. I really enjoy working on it. Can't wait to pick it up again in the holiday season. And for those wondering, I am not stitching with the called for threads. The colors have shifted over the years. If you want to see what those colors look like now, Megan from the Seattle Stitcher is stitching with the called for colors. And it's very like, kind of like primitive look, because the colors are a little more like, they aren't quite as punchy and vibrant as maybe they show on this picture. Like Calico Kitty, for instance, is not this type of red. It's more of like a pinky now, but it still looks really lovely. So definitely check her channel out. And well, you probably, so many people watch Megan, surely you've seen it, but anyway, she's doing it with the called for. Check it out, it's beautiful. I made a couple changes. So I am still using one of the colors here that's called for, but the others I've switched out. So the red I'm using is Cranberry from, what is this, Gentle Art? Yep, Cranberry. The brown, which I haven't put any brown in yet, but that is gonna be Apple Cider, because I liked how kind of, it's like a golden brown, and I think that'll look, like you have to stitch some deer on here, and I think this is just like a cute color for a deer. The green I'm using is Balsam Fir, Classic Colorworks. And then I am using the called for golden color, and that is Fool's Gold. And that's just because I thought it was still really stunning and it looked close to what it needs to be. So there's Fool's Gold from Classic Colorworks, and it's really, really beautiful. Kind of like goldy, silvery white through it. Like, it just looks really cool. So those are the colors that I'm using for this piece. And can't wait to pick it up again. Okay, what next? 2 more whips. 2 more whips. And then we can talk about something else. Okay, so the next project I worked on was Christmas Mini Moon from Plum Street Samplers. That is this project here. Really cute. Just a bunny holding some, I think that's mistletoe in his, no, that's probably holly. Holly in his mouth. And here's where I was at last time. And here I am now. So I was able to finish the, I was able to finish the green of the tree and start on this roof here. That looks really cool. I'm stitching this on a 32 count compatible from Mystic Fabrics. That was another fabric of the month from last year. I've spoken about this in previous videos. I'm kind of wishing I picked a different fabric color on it, just because some of this doesn't stand out quite as much as I would want. And I don't know if it's the color green itself or if it's the green against this color, but I kind of wanted the green to be a little more, you see how the green looks here? Kind of more like that. But that is supposed to be a Classic Colorworks. And I am using this, or I'm stitching this in DMC. So that could more so explain the difference. I don't hate this, and I am not starting it over. I refuse. Because I think it's gonna look fine. I'm gonna turn it into a pillow. It's gonna look cute. It's gonna be something you can pick up and hold and whatever. It's gonna look good in the end, but just looking at it, I'm like, you know, something a little darker would have been good. But that's okay. This is the best I had at the time. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Yep, another one I'll be picking up again in the holiday season. I'm hoping to finish at least one of the projects I've just shown you. So either Christmas Mini Moon or the Mistletoe Loitering Society. It would be really nice if I could just finish one of those this year. We'll see how it goes. I might be able to. Okay, so the final project I worked on for Christmas in July was from Forest Embroidery, and that was their pattern Red Cardinals. This is so pretty. This is one of my, this is like an old-ish whip. It's not that old because I did just start it like at the beginning of 2023, I think, is when I started this one. Yeah. Did I start this in 2023? I think I did. Anyway, it's not all that old, but it is technically one of my older whips because I did start quite a few things last year. And this one would be really cool to finish this year. Again, we'll see if it gets done. Here's where I was at last time. And here I am now. Let me just fold this down a bit. Okay, here I am now. So I added in, I think a couple of these red things were here last time. I finished off this motif, so finished the red and added in the white. And then I finished the red in the birdhouse and added some white there as well. So just working on completing some motifs. This is so pretty. Like, I really love the colors in this project. And I think like a finish on this is perfectly doable this year. Honestly, if I made it like a focus, I feel like I'm gonna say that quite a bit as the year progresses. I'm like, surely I'll be able to finish something else. We'll see. But anyway, I like working on it. It's really pretty. I don't know what I'm gonna turn this into. A pillow, like a bigger pillow, or frame it, but who knows? Either way, it's gonna be very cute when it's done. I have enjoyed working on it. Oh, that is on a 32 count. I can't remember which one this is. Antique Ivory. 32 count Antique Ivory Belfast linen. And it's really nice to stitch on, actually. And it's a lovely color. Okay, so that's all my whips. Feeling pretty good about that. Let's quickly talk about plans, and then I'll talk about a couple things I've done this month and show off some things I've purchased. So, plans. Okay, as I mentioned, August is kind of like Arabesque August. I am planning on doing one strand a day on that project until the end of the month. We'll see how that goes. I'm pretty determined to stick to it because I really like stitching on that project, but some days just might be too busy, so we'll just see. So I have Arabesque, then I have a couple more plans. I am not packing August quite as full as I have some other months. I want to work on getting through some Whipgo stuff. I have a birthday present I want to stitch for a coworker. I want to work on my wizard. It was the Wizard Stitch Along. Was it called the Wizard Stitch Along from Sewing Starfish? It's really cute, but I haven't worked on it for so long, and I want to get it next weekend. I'm going to be working on that wizard, so that's a plan. This weekend is Pride weekend in Vancouver, and I wanted to work on Move Forward in Love from Modern Folk Embroidery. I had initially planned on working on that like this whole weekend, like Friday to Monday, but I had so much fun working on Arabesque. I've been quilting. I've just kind of run out of time. So I'm going to just dedicate some good hours to that today, which is Sunday. So that's like when the actual Pride Parade is occurring. I am not going to the Pride Parade. I shouldn't say typically. I don't like parades, period. Especially in the summer. It's hot. It's crowded. It's way too many people. It's just not my scene. But I love that it's happening. And it's actually like finishing pretty close to me this year. I think it's like finishing at Science World, which I'm just a few blocks from. So anyway, that's great. But I thought it would be nice to at least stitch this piece on like the day of the Pride Parade anyway. So I'll get one day on that. Not as much as I wanted, but like, that's fine. Plans change. And then my major focuses for this month are going to be Whipgo calls. So obviously there were just 2 numbers called this month. We already had the 3 earlier, but I'm going to change it up a bit. So called this month was We're Made for Each Other by the Witchy Stitcher, which looks like this. I really love this pattern. So this has been called for 5 days. This is a goal for a finish this year. So I'm going to try and concentrate and get like quite a few stitches in those 5 days. We'll see how that actually works out because again, I have quite a few plans this week, so we'll just see. But I'm working on We're Made for Each Other for 5 days. And then Autumn Lane Stitchery's Dark Queen of the Earth was also called, so I get to put in 5 more days on her, which I'm excited about because I really enjoy working on that project. And then, so I was looking at my Whipgo board, and I realized that my Dimensions kit, Cabin Fever, has only been called once this year. And it is on my Whipgo board 4 times. So that means from September to December, it's going to be called 3 times in that space. And I already know December, I really want to focus on Christmas stitching. And October, I want to focus on Halloween. And I'm just like, I can't have Cabin Fever disrupting all of this. So what I've decided to do, because August is kind of flexible, like a flex space, I'm going to do a Whipgo call early, basically. So the first instance of Cabin Fever in my Whipgo list, I'm going to stitch that this month. So I'm also going to do 5 days on Cabin Fever, just so I can spread it around. I think I'm like going to purposely like work on that in a couple months, like in specific months. So I'm going to work on it 5 days this month, 5 days in September, and then 5 days in November, regardless of what's called. Just because that's kind of how I want this to flow now. My board, my rules. I'm doing it. I just need to spread that project out a little more because it's not my favorite project to work on. It's really beautiful. I do want to see it done, but I made it less painful for myself by changing how many threads I'm stitching with and not doing what not doing what Dimensions was asking me to do. But again, it's still not my favorite project. So I'm introducing an element of control that I think should make things a bit easier. So that's my plan for August. Oh, I also have the August Stitch for Pride pattern, which I haven't downloaded yet. But I'll be working on that on and off, and just with the goal to have that done by the end of this month. Okay, I think that's it for plans. So let's talk about some of the things that I did last month, because I did some pretty cool things, all in the same weekend, mind you. Okay, so first up was Midsummer stitch. So you saw my cute little finish from that, this tiny modernist pattern. Loved it. I did not spend nearly as much time at Midsummer stitch as I wanted to. Sad but true. But I did get to do some cool things. So Friday, I got home from work around 5:30, I think, and I got home in time to catch kind of the last half of the finish parade that was happening, and I was lucky enough to actually get on the finish parade. So I showed off. I don't know if anyone watched the finish parade from Midsummer Stitch who's also watching this, but I got to show off my McRib that I had stitched for my husband years ago. That was a pattern I'd made up myself. And then I got to show off my Santa's Night, like fully finished tree that I had done in Liz Matthews' Jingle Ball class. And it was super cool because when I was waiting backstage, Liz Matthews was there. And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to show the project I worked on. That's hers. So that was really cool to be like, she's right there. And now I'm showing it off. And she said she loved my finish, which is really cool. So anyway, showed those off. And then spent a couple hours checking out some rooms, stitching, having a great time. I did have to leave a little early in the evening because I had to make it out to the suburbs, because the next morning I was going to Threadneedle Street with a bunch of Canadian stitchers to meet up with some American stitchers. And that was so much fun. So Friday night, went to the suburbs. I was meeting some people out in Langley, which early in the morning, which is difficult to get to in Vancouver via transit. It's almost impossible, actually, to get there via transit at the time in the morning we were meeting. So I asked my wonderful mother to drive me. So I stayed at my parents' place. She drove me in the morning, and I met up with Erica, who is Fibers and Floss Canada. And we picked up two other stitchers, a lovely lady named Karen and another woman named Mary, who also has a floss tube that she's just started. I think it's called XOXO Mary. I'm going to tag everybody below in case I mess up one of the handles. But anyway, the four of us got together and we drove down into the States, and we went to Threadneedle Street. So we got to Threadneedle Street at around 10:30. Threadneedle Street is in Issaquah, Washington, which is east of Bellevue. And we got to meet so many cool stitchers. We met Megan, the Seattle stitcher, which I was so stoked to meet her because I think I've said on my last video, but I've been watching her like pretty much since I started watching Flosstube. Like, she was one of the first channels I found and just have been watching her ever since. I adore her. Got to meet her. She brought her son Malachi. He is absolutely adorable. We met all three thread gremlins. So we met Amy, Carolyn, and Elizabeth. Who else was there? There was, oh gosh, was her name Lori? There was a woman named Lori. It was her birthday. She was very cool. And Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything was there. Also super awesome to meet. Yeah, it was just really cool to meet everybody. Who else? I feel like there was, oh no, there was one other woman, and now I can't remember her name because names are just flying out of my head at this point. But needless to say, we all met up at the shop. We shopped around for a bit. We went and got Mexican for lunch, sat around, chatted, went back to the store to finish up our purchasing. Threadneedle Street is a cute little store. Like, it is small, but there's a lot of stuff in there. So I was able to get the remaining thread that I needed for the chatelaine that I want to start in a couple months. I was able to get some fabric. I'll show you that in a sec. I'll show you all the things I bought there. But anyway, if you're in that area, I would recommend checking out Threadneedle Street. Really small, super quaint, really cute, and Issaquah is like a cute town. So we had a lovely time. And then once we were done shopping, Erica and Rebecca went we went to this little greenbelt area out back so they could both start a kit at the same time, like the same kit, so they could get their start together, which I thought was really cute. And then we drove home, and it was like a real whirlwind of a day. It was a lot of fun, very social. I was absolutely exhausted when I got home. And going back to Midsummer Stitch, that had been going on all day. And for some reason, I was like fully convinced that it ended midnight Pacific time. So I logged on at like 8:45 being like, okay, I've rested. Cause like, I think I got home maybe around like 6:30 at night, close to 7. I think it was closer to 7. And I was so wiped. I'm like, oh my God, I just need a little bit of a rest. I like rested and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm recharged. Let's go Midsummer Stitch. And I logged on and no one was there. And I was like, oh my God, no, I missed it. And I like looked at the thing and the schedule, and it ended at 9 p.m. Pacific time, midnight Eastern. So I was like, oh my God, I missed it. But I did actually end up having a really fun Discord chat with Tara from Will to Woman Crafts. I messaged her, I'm like, guess who totally misread the schedule? And she was like, well, let's go chat on Discord. So that was cool. Talked with her for a while, worked on my chopping mall, told her about my day. But yeah, that was like my 2 super exciting, stitchy social days that I had. It was just such a pleasure to meet everybody in person. I watch all those channels, so it was really cool. Yeah, it was just really cool to actually like vibe with somebody in person and get to know them a little better. But yeah, I'll show you some of the cool stuff I bought. So, oh, the dog is on it. Otis, you will have to move. I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is my sack of stuff from Threadneedle Street. So this huge hunk of fabric is the massive chunk of fabric I need for my chatelaine. She cut it a little bigger than I need. I think I only need a 32 by 32 inch piece of fabric. That's with the margins included, but I think I got a 37 inch by 37 cut. So I might chop that down myself just to make sure it's like the proper size, and then I can use like the extra for whatever. What else did I get? Okay, I saw this beautiful red fabric, Christmas red, just an 18 count Aida. I thought this would look really good with, is it called Holiday Glow? I bought it at the Jingle Ball last year. It's that Satsuma Street pattern with the birds and the candles. So that's on a red fabric, and I love how it looks on the red fabric. So I found a cute red. I got all these threads that I need for my chatelaine. So little petite treasure braids things I needed. I got more Caron water lilies, the 2 that I was missing, and I got a 4th wood pond from Gloriana because there were Glorianas there. There were Glorianas. So that's really cool. I only got 3, like I got as many wood ponds as I could from Gita's when I placed my order, and they had 3 in stock, and the measurement that I actually needed, it would have been a little more than 3. Like it would have been, I needed 4 skeins is what I'm saying. So I've got my 4th skein now. I don't know if it's the same dye lot, but honestly, it's so variegated, I really don't think it matters. I really don't. It changes colors quite a bit. So I feel like dye lot doesn't fully matter when your thread's that variegated, although I'm sure someone disagrees, but if you disagree, you can just keep it to yourself. It's my project, my rules. Sorry, I'll stop crumpling that. Okay, so I bought that, and then I also got a couple patterns when I was at Threadneedle Street because, like, I clearly need more patterns. Oh, I should also show you, I organized my drawers, or my cupboard, my pattern cupboard. So stoked. Maybe I'll insert, I just whacked myself in the glasses. Maybe I'll insert like a little clip of that. But anyway, moving on. So I bought some Mirabilias because why not? As if I need like more giant projects, but I couldn't help myself. They're so gorgeous. One of them I had never seen before, and then I got two that I thought looked really cool. So the first one is Lilith of Labrador. I think she's such a cool looking mermaid. I love that she's kind of like, almost like gloomy looking, like her skin is like blue tinged because she's in that cold water. She, you know, I've decided she's a Canadian icon. The description is from Newfoundland to Nantucket. She is the icy sea of Labrador and all of its currents. Like any fish and like some people, where she lives depends on the season. Anyway, she's stunning. Like, look at the beadwork on her. So gorgeous. And then there was this other mermaid. So I've never stitched a single mermaid. I don't think I have a single mermaid in my collection. So I saw her, I got her, and then I saw this one, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm getting two mermaids. I've never seen her before. This is Enchanted Mermaid. Stunning. I'm like, oh my God, look at her headpiece. And the shape of the tail, I think is really unique. Because I feel like I usually see mermaids, well, she's kind of sitting on her tail too, but sort of in a different way. I feel like their tails are usually a little more unfurled. Oh, and it's so pretty. I have no idea when I'll stitch these, but I love looking at them, so there you go. Gorgeous. I got another Mirabilia. This is the last Mirabilia. I got the Baker's Wife. I love this one. Very Marie Antoinette. I love these colors. Just stunning. A like long-term plan would be to, like, whenever I stitch this, would be to give it to my sister, because this just reminds me of my sister. My sister used to love making cupcakes. She still likes baking and doing that kind of stuff. She doesn't have the same sort of like cupcake addiction she did previously, but she would make these like constantly in high school. It'd be like late at night and she'd be like, I'm gonna make some cupcakes. Anyway, gorgeous. I love her. She's so beautiful. So I think this would be a very cute thing for my sister to have in her house. And then final pattern I bought is not a Mirabilia, but it is a Nora Corbett. I don't think I own any Nora Corbett designs, but I just love this witch. She is so sassy looking. Look at her. Gigi is her name. It's from the Bewitching Pixies collection, and she looks so cool. I love her cat. I love the color of her dress. I love her pose. Yeah, I think she looks awesome. I really like the Bewitching Pixies line. Like, it was hard to pick which one I wanted, but I went with Gigi because I just think that the shape, like the pose is really cool. The colors are neat. Why not? So that was what I got from Threadneedle Street. I'll show this next. I went to my local Save On Foods and spotted Just Cross Stitch Halloween 2024. I'm like, people have done so many flip throughs of this already. So I'm not going to do that, but I will say, like, this pattern, amazing. This pattern, amazing. Like, they're all so cute. So cute. So many cute things. So anyway, happy to have that. Adorable. I placed an order with Kitten Stitcher. Is that what she's called? She's also, oh wait, no, I missed one thing. Another thing I got at Threadneedle Street, just a little Mill Hill kit. Look at that, Splat Witch. Splat, love her. I've never stitched a Mill Hill kit. I have one that I already own. Haven't stitched it yet, but this one, the colors were great and I thought it was funny, so I wanted to get it. Anyway, moving along. I placed an order at the Kitten Stitcher And I'll pull it out of the bag. So I placed this order because I was watching Lola D Stitch's video, not like her most recent one, but I think the one before it, and she showed one of these patterns, and I was like, I need that. I absolutely need it. So I found it on the Kitten Stitchers website. Sorry, I was distracted by something. I found it on her website, and I ordered that and a couple other cute things I found. So this is the pattern that really drew me in. From Birds of a Feather, Fat Cat. Look at that. This cat, too many treats. Look what he ate. Fish, a snake, a rat. There's something about Birds of a Feather, like their design style, that I'm really drawn to. It's so funky and weird. And then I got another one as well, Lost Spirits, because I thought that looked cool. Just a jack-o'-lantern there at the bottom. Got a little poem at the top. What does it say? Lost spirits do not embody me on this night of All Hallows Eve. There you go. Anyway, so I thought those were cute. What else did I got? I got 2 more patterns. I got a Teresa Kogut pattern, pumpkins and bats. Just a little one. Looked cute. I liked it. And then I got Jenny Bean's Halloween Sampler by Shakespeare's Peddler. So Shakespeare's Peddler is the designer who owns Kitten Stitcher I have that right? Kitten Stitcher and Shakespeare's Peddler is the same thing. So because I was on her website, I was like, oh, you know what? I will order that because I have really liked this pattern. I can't remember the first channel I saw it on. I think the Museum Stitcher has this one. I think so. I think she started it. Anyway, it's super cool. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, a few more patterns, because I don't have enough, obviously. Okay, and then I got a couple more things. So, I noticed that Fat Cat was stitched on a brown fabric, and I think I was trying to buy more items to make the shipping worth it in my head. I don't know, something about like, I can't remember how much the shipping actually was, but something about just buying the patterns with that the shipping cost just like in my mind didn't math out correctly. So I'm like, well, I'll throw in some fabric and something else too to make it worth it, and whatever. This was the amount I've decided was worth whatever the shipping was. So anyway, I bought an 18 count Aida in Earth. It's a nice brown. I think Fat Cat would look great on here, and that's what I'm going to use this for. I don't know when I'll start Fat Cat, but that's what I've decided this fabric is designated for. And then finally, I bought the buttons for, oh no, does it even say what they're for? Oh no, I have to rely on my memory. Okay, so it's in the Primitive and Punch Needle magazine. I think it's like, oh damn, what's it called? It's like a Christmas pillow basically, or you can turn it into whatever, but it's finished as a pillow in the magazine. I want to stitch it this year. I have it on my list, and it comes with these cute little buttons. It's a design from Shakespeare's Peddler, so she sells the buttons for it. I'll show you, I'm gonna put the pattern here so you can see what I'm talking about. This pattern I wanted to start this year anyway, and I saw she had the button kit for it, so that's why I bought them. That's an easier way of saying that. Anyway, I thought they were really cute, so there we go. And those were my purchases from Kitten Stitcher. Okay, so I have one final thing to show you, and that is a new bag. I have quite a few bags already, but my reasoning for this one is I don't have any Christmas themed bags. And all my Christmas bags are currently, here, I'll show you. They're currently sitting, can I say Christmas bags? All my Christmas themed projects are currently sitting in this big bag from Jasmine Custom Bags. This is a Stranger Things bag. This is the Hellfire Club. Anyway, I love this bag. It's great. It's big. And I'm like, oh man, that would be a good bag for my chatelaine. I think it would be a good bag for my chatelaine because it's large, fits a lot of stuff in it, has 2 different pouches that I can put things in. But right now it's absolutely jam-packed with Christmas projects. And I'm like, oh, it'd be really great if I could get like a jasmine, like a big jasmine custom bag for my Christmas projects. And she posted one that I loved and I was able to snag it. Look. Cute snow people, and it's like a vintage kind of like brown. I love the pattern on the inside. Pattern on the outside is cute. Yeah, so she posted this. She did a series of like kind of Christmas and July bags. I think she's done that now. There might be like 1 or 2 left over if you want to check out her Instagram. That's how she sells them. If you have never purchased a bag from Jasmine Custom Bags, 100% do it. They are great bags. So I figured whatever. I bought Christmas bag. I'm going to put all my Christmas projects that are in there, in here. They all share one home. And then I can free that one up for my chatelaine, which I'm not starting for another couple months. Like, I think it's going to be my New Year, New Start. But I just kind of want to have like everything prepared. And I'm like, well, maybe I can just like stock that bag with all the stuff I need for it anyway, like already, you know? But yeah. Okay, that's all my purchases. I feel like this is like gonna be a long ass video, so I'm almost done. I'm actually done with cross stitch stuff. I'm gonna show you. Okay, so what's gonna happen next is, oh, actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna insert here my organization of what I've been doing with my cross stitch patterns, because I used to just kind of keep them loose in a cupboard and I got really sick of that. So I will do like just a really quick clip of me just, they're just in binders, but I'm happy about it, so I'm gonna show you. I've been on an organization kick ever since I like fully went through all my projects and figured out the floss I needed in each of them and like put them on floss tags, because I just got sick of like losing floss. And then I'm like, you know what, I should do that with my pattern cupboard, because every time I open that cupboard, stuff falls everywhere and it drives me absolutely wild. So I'll insert a clip here of what I did. It should be really quick. Okay, so this is my pattern cupboard. It's inside one of these calyx. I think it's called like a calyx or something. It's from IKEA. We added drawers to it. We hastily painted it a blue color for reasons unknown. I can't remember why Schaefer did this, but my husband painted this. It is still not fully organized, but you know what? This is a mile better than what it used to be. So I put all my fun fancy floss that I've purchased on a key ring. So that's organized now. I've got some books here. I do have some more patterns that I still need to file away, but most of them are inside these binders. I'll show you that in a sec. Okay, so I have a 2-inch binder here, and I have filled it with page protectors that I have slid my patterns into. So here we are, all my patterns. They're actually organized and protected. Oh, there's one I want to start in October. Halloweenies by Bent Creek. It's so cute and it's really small, so I should actually be able to finish it, she says, hopefully. But anyway, this is just like honestly a lifesaver to actually have all my patterns protected, saved. You can see there's like some stuff sticking out. I didn't want to take them out of their bags. I like to keep the patterns within the bag because I do have some project bags that have vinyl fronts and I don't want the pattern to get stuck to it basically. So I always keep it, if it comes with a bag, I keep it with the bag. And yeah, just jam it on in there. But anyway, so this is how I've organized this. Every time I file a pattern away, I'm gonna be adding it to my Notion app. So I use Notion and I have a like patterns I've bought tracker there. So basically that all has, this just fell from the sky, hello. Quilt pieces. Anyway, so my Notion app basically has a section where I can take a picture of what the pattern is. I list the designer, the name, if I have a planned start date, how big it is, all that kind of information. So all of these are now filed in my Notion, which is excellent. This is all alphabetical. And like I said, this is a 2-inch binder. I have another smaller binder. I think it's just a 1-inch that we already had lying around the house, so I figured I might as well use it. But yeah, I have just a couple more patterns to put away, but honestly, it has been like a lifesaver. I'll say this actually doesn't look all that organized, but believe me when I say it is way better than it used to be. Anyway, I just wanted to show that off. I'm super happy with this organization. It just feels good to have it all in here. And I can easily look for things instead of having to just like search through a stack that I had in that drawer. And here you go. Here's a bonus cat. Husker. Hey. Hi. Hi, handsome. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Okay, and that is it for cross stitch. So next I'm gonna just very quickly show you some quilting I've been doing, and then I'll talk about what I've been reading, watching, and playing. So if you just came here for cross stitch, thank you so much for hanging around. If you like stumbled upon me for the first time, you liked this video, you liked what I saw, I put a video out every 3 weeks. If you want to keep watching them, just give me a follow. And yeah, thanks for coming. Okay, let's talk about quilting. So I am making a baby quilt for my sister, and she's due at the end of this month. Things are progressing. So I'm like, damn, I better get moving on this quilt. So did I do this yesterday? So last week, okay, back up a bit. I'm making a 4-patch quilt, 4-patch baby quilt. I've picked colors and fabrics that I feel like are very like Pacific Northwesty vibe. And I'm really liking what I'm working with so far. So for the 4-patch, I made half the 4-patch last week. I sewed, 2 patches together. Yesterday, I finished combining them. So I got 17 of these squares, and I think I lined these up pretty good, if I do say so myself. So these are all lined up now. They're all stitched together. They are ironed. I should say they're pressed. Pressing and ironing is slightly different, but anyway, they're all pressed. And now what I'm gonna do once I'm done this video is I'm gonna finish sewing them together in strips. So I've got 2 of the 7 strips I need so far, and here's one of them. So that's the feature fabric there. I'll show you. I loved all the animals on it. Very Pacific Northwest vibes, you know? Eagles, bears. We don't have bison over here, but whatever. It's animals, you know? Animals. A cute bunny. What is that, a caribou, an elk? I don't know. It's cute. It's cute. It's probably a moose, actually. Anyway, so I finished 2 of these strips. I still need to sew 5 more for a total of 7. So I'm gonna finish sewing the 5 today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna piece all of those together. So sew all the rows together, and then I'll be done the quilt top. That is my goal by the end of this weekend, because it's a long weekend, so I get tomorrow off. By the end of the weekend to be done the quilt top. There we go. That looks awesome. I will continue to show this. I'm going to be filming again in 3 weeks. I'm kind of hoping I'll be done the quilt by then, or at least have it quilted. Maybe just the binding will need to be like hand stitched on, but that's where I'm hoping to be in 3 weeks. Because I'm running out of time to finish this. My sister could have this baby any minute now. Yeah, really loving this. It's looking super cute. But yeah, so that's my quilt. Okay, final segment, reading, watching, playing. Reading, nothing. I'm not in a mood to read right now. I've been like so busy, like personally, and like work has been a lot. Like work's been really good, but there's been a lot happening. I just have no energy to read. So watching, I'll maybe do an extended watching because I've been watching a few things. Watching TV, I started watching Gen V, which I'm really enjoying. So that's the spin-off from The Boys. I have not watched The Boys, but I read a lot of the comics when they were initially coming out. I don't recommend the comics. They're not good. They're basically just like shock value. But I kind of know what's going on with The Boys just based on that. And then my husband watches the show, so I get him to fill me in. But I'm watching Gen V, the spinoff, and it is really good. It reminds me of kind of like it's kind of like X-Men, but like X-rated X-Men, I guess. I wouldn't say X-rated, but kind of gross X-Men. But the story's really interesting. It's, you know, about superpowered youth in kind of like a university college setting. They're trying to figure out how to use their powers and become superheroes. And the school has a really big, deep, dark secret that a couple of the top students start to uncover. And yeah, I've just been really enjoying that one. We're almost done, actually. I think we only have 3 more episodes. What else? I went to go see Longlegs in theater a couple weeks ago. That is a horror movie starring, what is her name? Micah Monroe, I think is how you say her name. Micah Monroe? She's the same girl as it. Same girl. She's the woman who starred in It Follows, which I quite enjoyed. Nicolas Cage is also in this movie. And I really liked it. It's a horror, so it is about a FBI agent who is attempting to unravel like the mystery behind these serial killings that have been happening by this killer named Longlegs, and Nick Cage plays Longlegs. So the marketing for this movie is almost better than the movie itself. I'll say that. The marketing campaign is fantastic. It's so good. It's like, oh, scariest movie of the year. And they do this thing like, ooh, the first time Micah Monroe saw Nick Cage in his makeup, her heart rate increased by this amount, or whatever. Like, it's killer marketing. It's so good. I watch a lot of horror. I will say, like, scariness is, like, in the eye of the beholder, right? Like, whatever. This movie is exceptionally creepy. It's very good at putting on, like, a really creepy horror atmosphere. There are a couple good jump scares in it. I would not call this the scariest movie I've ever seen. It's not even this, well, how much horror have I watched this year? Whatever. I don't even know if it's the scariest thing I've watched this year. But it's good. I liked it. It's a really solid, creepy police procedural is what I would classify it as mostly. It's a lot like Silence of the Lambs and Zodiac. So if you've seen those movies, it kind of has a similar vibe. It definitely plays homage to them. And I think the first half of this movie is excellent. The second half, I wasn't fully on board with. I kind of didn't like where they went towards the end, and how they reveal and kind of show you Longlegs, like the killer himself. I don't think it achieved what they wanted to achieve for me. But that being said, even though I kind of thought the ending was like a little like, okay, I don't know if I like these choices, I still enjoyed it overall. So if you want like a creepy summer experience, go check out Longlegs. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Okay, we'll do a slightly extended what I'm watching because I have seen a couple concerts and I had a great time. I used to go to concerts all the time before COVID, and that just, you know, I stopped going, obviously, for obvious reasons. They weren't happening for a long time, and I am still just like not super comfortable in crowds. But I went to go see Gossip at the Hollywood Theater a couple weeks ago with my friends. Gossip is a band. Are they from Alabama? I think they might be from Alabama. Anyway, their lead singer is Beth Ditto, and if you have never heard her voice, check her out. She has a stunning voice. It is like crazy, like rock power voice. she's outstanding. She's like pint size, like I think she's like maybe 5 foot. She's so short and just has this like insanely powerful voice coming out of her. They were a lot of fun to watch. I listened to the gossip on and off for like several years. Like I kind of listened to them a bit when I was in high school, but it's been a while. And they just released a new album, and I think like this was their first tour date in Vancouver. I think it was their first one. Anyway, great time, excellent set. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, Beth has like an absolutely outstanding voice, so it was really cool to see them perform. And what else did I see? Last night, I went to go see Tim Minchin, who is an Australian musical comedian, and it was an extraordinary show. It was so good. So I don't know if Tim Minchin is coming to a town near you. We were his first tour stop last night. It is a great show. He has a beautiful voice. He's an outstanding pianist. It's basically just him with a grand piano on stage. And he plays songs and then kind of talks and jokes about life and, you know, different things. He's been doing this for a while, like kind of the musical comedy thing. And then he's written a couple musicals. So he wrote the Matilda musical, which I haven't seen. I love Matilda, the movie, but I haven't watched the musical yet. And I think I will now, knowing that he wrote it. I didn't really pay attention to other aspects of his career for a while there. So it was cool to know that he wrote that. And he also wrote the Groundhog Day musical, which I didn't know that was a musical at all. So I want to check them both out now. He played some songs from each one and they were just so good. So had an absolutely amazing time watching Tim Minchin. It was just great. And that's kind of like the extended watching. What have I been playing? Still stuck in Elden Ring. I shouldn't say stuck in. I'm having a great time with Elden Ring, but I'm still in Elden Ring. I've slowed down a bit. Things have been really busy, so I haven't had as much time to play, but we're right near the end game. So that's been good. I have not beaten Melania. I've said screw it. I moved past her. I don't want her wasting any more of my time. And one more thing. So Tara from Will the Women Crafts recommended I start listening to a podcast called The Magnus Archives, and I am hooked. It is a horror podcast. It is fictional. Each episode is so basically the story of the whole thing is there is a place called the Magnus Institute, and there is an archivist who works there who takes down, like, he records statements they've received over the years of paranormal happenings. And, you know, people write in their statements, and he's taking a recording of himself reading those statements as a way to, I don't know, ensure their survival, essentially. And it starts out as like, well, every episode is a creepy little story. So it's someone's experience, their paranormal run-in, essentially. But then the stories start to come together and you start to notice repeat objects or people appearing in different stories. And some of them are legitimately terrifying. Like, they're so creepy. I made the mistake of listening to one at night. I was stitching on the couch. Was I alone? I think I was alone, yeah, because my husband was working, like, he was away all last weekend for work. So I was like up late, stitching, listening to this by myself. And I listened to such a creepy episode. I think it's called Lost John's Cave. It scared me so much. I had to stop listening. And I didn't want to get up from the couch. So if you're looking for something really creepy, especially considering October's just a couple months away now, check out the Magnus Archives. Thank you so much, Tara, for that recommendation. Like, so good. I'm loving it. I think I'm on episode like 40 or something at this point. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to end my blather here. I've been going on for a while. I hope you enjoyed everything in this episode. I showed quite a few things. So I hope you enjoyed all that. And yeah, I'll be making another video again in 3 weeks, and I will see you then. Okay, Bye-bye.